This is the oil we'll be using. That's the fuel filter. There's the part number right there. Same for the oil filter. Part number right there. I think this was about $9 at Lowe's, and that was probably about $4 or $5. Alright guys, to get to the oil plug right here, you gotta remove this plastic. There's no screws or anything, just two clips held on with downward pressure, so you just gotta lift up on this, like this, and it lifts out of the way. So now we have full access to the drain plug. So that drain plug comes with some, it comes with a tubing, which I can't find right now. So I just had a funnel that has a corrugated hose on it. I just fitted it on the end, and I just have it draining down into this milk jug. So it's draining right now. Same goes for the opposite side, where the oil filter and fuel filter are. And we're gonna get, once we drain it, we'll pull the fuel filter off, the oil filter off, and replace that, and the fuel filter. And I'll give you guys the part numbers if you guys want them. This is the oil filter coming off. Just want to make sure that this is clean, and make sure that the gasket on the inside comes off with it. This is the new oil filter. I like to put a little bit of oil. I like to put a little oil seal on the rubber ring here. Just a personal preference. I don't know if that's mandatory, but when I did oil changes in all my cars, this is how I was taught. So this is just how I do it. And then we'll just screw it back on. But just make sure that this is all nice and clean where it sits, so it gets a nice seal. This is the fuel filter. We're going to switch this to. Make sure you do the correct direction towards the motor. These are little clips here. These are going to get squeezed with a set of pliers, and then just slide them back, and you should be able to hand pull these hoses off. You gotta work quick because this is going to leak from the tank. There's no shutoff on this mower. I don't know why. I actually ordered one. It came in, and now I misplaced it. I was actually going to put it in right at this time. It would have been a perfect time to do this, so I could have a shutoff, but whatever. We're going to switch it out. We got the new fuel filter in. We got the new oil filter secured down. It's supposed to be hand tightened. I give it a little extra something with the oil filter wrench because my hands are all greasy. But those two are all set, and we're going to fill it up with some oil. So here's that fuel line. I'm going to end up making a cut here, and I'm going to insert a shutoff valve since this tractor didn't come off with the shutoff valve to make my life easier. So I'm just going to snip this hose, fit that in between, and put the clamps on. So I made a cut in the fuel line, put the clamps in, and now I'm going to fit the valve in. So done deal. Put the valve in, clamps are tight, and we'll just put the plastics back on. And now we have a working shutoff valve on this tractor. This is the air filter box. These two screws on thread. Air filters right here. They actually didn't have one in stock when I went, so I just blew this one out with the air compressor. This tractor will only get about 21 hours on it. The filter's not in that bad a shape. I'll end up picking one up. Maybe I'll replace it at the end of the year or for next spring, but it should be fine. But I blew out the whole box, blew out the filter, so it should be good. And if you're curious, this just pulls out. This is like a press fitting right here, and it just comes out. And it just presses back in. That's it. Cover back on, and then tighten up the threads. Good to go. So on the front of the track, on the front axle, there's a couple of grease zerks that you can grease on this model. One for each axle. One there, and one here. You just grease them until you get some squeeze out. And that's pretty much it. This deck has a washout port, comes with an adapter. You run your hose and then you turn the mower on and start the blades. And it supposedly gives the deck a good washout. Make sure none of your belts have dry rot or rips or cracks in them. If they do, gotta replace them.